If you've ever felt like your pain is part of who you are, like no matter what you try, you just can't escape it, you might be in stage one of the empath's healing journey. In this video, I'll show you what the wounded empath stage one, looks like and the first steps to move beyond it. And if you missed the previous video where I give an introduction and an overview to the 5 stages of the empath's healing journey, make sure to go check that out. I'm Monica Goldsoul, the empath healer, and I know this wounded empath stage is rough. I spent over 20 years of my own journey stuck in this stage myself. First as a child, crying in my closet, then as a young adult, waking up into panic attacks every morning, and then, stuck in toxic relationships, and overall feeling like my sensitivity was more of a curse than a gift. So if you relate to that, this video will help you understand where you're at and how to move forward in your healing. So what does this wounded empath stage look like? Well, when you're here, your pain starts to feel like part of your identity. You find yourself consumed by past hurts, feeling powerless to change them. Your sensitivity feels heavy, overwhelming, and maybe even shameful. You might catch yourself thinking, like, something's wrong with me, and replaying old wounds in your head, or struggling with constant anxiety and self-doubt. So you might be wondering, why does this happen? For most empaths, it traces back to childhood environments that were unpredictable, unsafe, or invalidating. Maybe one day your caregiver was loving and the next day they were angry or withdrawn. So you learn to stay hyper attuned, reading their energy, their mood, to try to stay safe. That sensitivity was a survival mechanism, but it came at the cost of yourself and your own sense of safety and peace. So how do you begin to move forward? Well, the first step is that awareness, right? Just recognizing that this is a stage you're in, not who you are doomed to be forever. Naming it already brings a sense of relief in that. The second step is self-compassion, letting go of the shame around being too sensitive, too broken, too much, or the shame of asking for help and support. Because the next step really is to start seeking support in your healing, whether this be looking for a therapist or a coach or mentor to support you, or reading self-help books and doing that work on your own. But finding someone else who can support you and help you navigate is really helpful in order to start navigating healing. If you recognize yourself here, your pain doesn't mean that you're broken and you're not stuck here forever. Healing is definitely possible. With the right support, you can move from wounded into the healing of the next stage, the processing stage, that I'll share all about in the next video in this series. If you resonated with this, I created a free masterclass that goes through all of the 5 stages of the empath's healing journey, and also through the 6 phases of the healing and transformation work. It's called Why Empathic Sensitive Women Still Feel Stuck Even After Therapy and How to Break Free. You can watch it for free at the link in the description. See you next time.